All right, welcome back everyone. So, when we talk about home security, what's the first thing that usually pops into your head?
Doors, definitely doors. Maybe a fancy alarm system, cameras, the usual suspects, right?
Exactly. And for good reason, doors are critical. But you know what consistently gets overlooked? What's often the weakest link in our home's defense? It's those innocent-looking panes of glass and their frames. Our windows.
You're so right, Derek. I mean, it's almost like we collectively agree to pretend windows aren't a thing when it comes to security. Oh, it's just a window, nobody's gonna try that. But spoiler alert, they do.
They absolutely do. And the mistakes people make with their windows are so common, so easily preventable, it's almost frustrating. Let's dive right into the number one most glaring mistake that still happens every single day.
I'm gonna guess it's leaving them unlocked or open. Is that too obvious?
It is obvious, and yet it's still number one. How many times have you or someone you know just left a window ajar because it's just for a minute, or it's just the upstairs bathroom?
Oh, guilty as charged on both counts. Especially in the summer. You want that cross breeze, right? You crack the window in the evening, fall asleep, and then wake up the next morning realizing it's still open. It's a classic.
And that's precisely the problem. Intruders aren't always master safecrackers. A huge percentage of home entries are through an unlocked door or window. It's like leaving a giant welcome sign up.
It's not even about forgetting. Sometimes you're just quickly running out to grab the mail or talk to a neighbor, and you think, I'll be right back. But that right back could be just enough time for someone to slip in.
Exactly. The convenience factor often overrides the security one. And it's not just ground floor windows. People often assume second-story windows are automatically safe. Not true.
Oh, absolutely not, especially if you have an easily climbable porch roof, a sturdy drain pipe, or even a well-placed tree branch. I've seen stories where people used a forgotten ladder from the garage to get to a second-story window. It's wild.
Which actually leads us into another common mistake, giving intruders a leg up, literally. Landscaping is a big one here. Those beautiful, dense shrubs you have right under your windows, they're not just pretty, they're fantastic hiding spots.
Oh, that's such a subtle one. You think you're making your home look nice, adding curb appeal, and instead, you're creating cover. Like a natural blind for someone who doesn't want to be seen trying to force a window.
Exactly. Burglars love cover. If they can work on a window for a few minutes without being visible from the street or a neighbor's house, they will. So, keep those shrubs trimmed, especially the ones directly under or next to windows. And definitely avoid tall, dense plantings right up against the house.
And that ties into lighting too, right? Because if you have those dark spots where the shrubs are providing cover and then you don't have good motion sensor lighting, it's like a double invitation.
Absolutely. Good exterior lighting, especially motion-activated lights around all entry points, including windows, is a no-brainer. It eliminates those dark corners. Another mistake I see often isn't about what's outside the window, but what's inside and visible.
Ah, the window shopping mistake. Leaving expensive electronics, jewelry, or cash boxes just sitting on a desk right by the window where anyone walking by can clearly see them.
Bingo! It's a huge motivator. If a potential intruder can see a laptop, a tablet, a nice watch, or a purse just sitting there, it significantly increases the incentive to try and get in. Why take the risk for nothing when they can clearly see a payout?
It makes so much sense. We get so comfortable in our homes that we forget that our windows are essentially transparent walls. What's visible from the street should be carefully considered. Maybe keep the blinds closed when you're not home, or at least keep valuables out of sight.
Precisely. Now, let's talk about the actual window itself. Many homes, especially older ones, have pretty basic window locks. You know, those little latches that just pivot and connect the two sashes? They're not really designed for security, are they?
No, they're really more for keeping the window closed and sealed against drafts than against a determined intruder. I remember trying to pry open one of those with a butter knife as a kid, just to see if I could, and I could with minimal effort.
See? Kids are often the best security testers. So, a common mistake is relying solely on those standard latches. There are so many inexpensive, easy-to-install secondary locks available. Window pins, sash locks, even simple wedge blocks for sliding windows can make a huge difference.
Oh, absolutely. I got some for my sliding glass door, actually. These little bars that you just put in the track, it's not a window, but same concept. It literally takes less than 5 minutes to install, and it adds so much peace of mind. Why wouldn't you do that for your windows?
Exactly. And let's not forget about the glass itself. Single-pane glass, common in older homes, is incredibly easy to break. A well-placed rock or even just a forceful impact can shatter it, giving an intruder immediate access. It's a huge vulnerability.
Yeah, that's not really a mistake you make when you buy the house, more like an inherited vulnerability, but you can mitigate it. You can get security film that makes the glass much harder to shatter and hold together even if it does crack. It's a fantastic upgrade, especially for ground floor windows.
Great point, Tiffany. Security film is an excellent option for those not looking to replace all their windows. It buys you time, creates noise, and generally makes entry much more difficult. And speaking of noise, let's talk about alarms.
Oh, yes. Another common mistake is having a comprehensive alarm system but not extending it to all vulnerable windows, or worse, having no window sensors at all. If someone breaks the glass or forces the window open, you want to know immediately.
Right. Many people think, oh, if they get in, the motion sensor will catch them, but by then they're already inside. Window sensors, whether they're contact sensors or glass break detectors, give you that crucial early warning. They can scare off an intruder before they even fully enter your home.
Which is the goal, right? Deterrence. You want to make your home look like too much trouble. If they see a security sign, hear an alarm, or find the window won't budge easily, they'll likely move on to an easier target.
Exactly. And here's a less obvious one that I've seen catch people off guard: leaving tools or ladders accessible outside the house. You might have a ladder leaning against the garage, or some sturdy garden tools just lying around. To you, it's convenience. To an intruder, it's an express ticket to your second-story windows.
Oh, that's a brilliant point. We do that all the time. I'll just leave this out, I'm going to use it again tomorrow. But it's literally arming potential burglars with the means to access parts of your home they might not otherwise reach. Put those tools away, lock up your ladders, people.
It's all about thinking like an intruder, which sounds morbid, but it's the best way to identify vulnerabilities. What would you use? Where would you hide? Where's the path of least resistance?
And sometimes the path of least resistance isn't even a full-sized window. Think about those pet doors or flaps, especially if they're near a window. If an older pet door can be removed or accessed, could a small person or a child be sent through it? Or could an arm reach in and unlock a nearby window?
That's a fantastic point, Tiffany. I mean, it sounds a bit extreme, but it happens. If you have a pet door, ensure it's robust, well secured, and ideally not right next to an easily accessible window lock. Or if it is, make sure that window has additional security measures.
Right? It's all about layering your security. No single thing is going to be 100% foolproof, but the more obstacles you put in the way, the safer your home becomes. It's like those movies where the burglar has to navigate lasers and tripwires. You want your home to feel like that for them.
Exactly. Make it a pain, make it noisy, make it time-consuming, because time and noise are an intruder's worst enemies. The longer it takes, the more noise they make, the higher their chance of getting caught. They want quick and quiet.
And speaking of quick, let's talk about the "I'm only gone for a minute" mindset again. It really is the biggest one. People rush, they're distracted, they forget. Maybe they leave the house through the garage, and the kitchen window they opened for fresh air is still ajar.
It's human nature to get complacent, but a good routine can combat that. Before you leave, especially for any extended period, make it a habit to do a quick walkthrough. Check all your doors and check all your ground floor windows and any easily accessible upper windows.
Even just a visual check, just a glance. It literally takes seconds and it can save you so much grief. And you know, sometimes people even forget about those little basement windows, the ones that are often eye level with the ground outside. They're tiny but still an entry point.
Oh, those are prime targets. Small, often obscured by bushes or ground level, and people assume because they're small they're impenetrable. But a small window is still a window. Make sure they have sturdy grates or robust locks if they're reachable.
I think the takeaway here, Derek, is that we need to stop thinking of our windows as just a way to let light in or get a breeze. They are vital, vulnerable parts of our home's security perimeter, and they need just as much attention as our front door.
Absolutely. It's about being proactive, not reactive. Take a few minutes this week to walk around your house, both inside and out. Look at your windows with fresh eyes. Are they secured? Is anything making them an easy target? Trim those bushes, check those locks, maybe add some sensors.
And remember, you don't need to turn your home into a fortress, but a few simple common-sense steps can make a world of difference. Your peace of mind is worth it.
Couldn't agree more, Tiffany. So, take a look around, make those easy adjustments, and make sure your windows are working for your security, not against it. That's all for today on Home Entry Mistakes, focusing on those sneaky windows. Stay safe out there.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll catch you next time.